Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're journeying to India to explore the sacred Godavari River. I'm already fascinated by the source material you sent, especially these excerpts from the Brahma Purana. It sounds like we'll be uncovering a fascinating blend of history, myth, and spiritual significance, all intertwined with this one incredible river.
You're absolutely right. The Godavari is much more than just a river. It's deeply woven into the fabric of Hindu mythology and holds immense importance as a pilgrimage site. Think of it as a living testament to epic tales and a source of profound reverence.
So it's not just about the physical journey of the river, but a spiritual journey as well.
Exactly. The Brahma Purana refers to the Godavari as a tirtha, a sacred crossing point between the earthly and the divine. It's believed to be a pathway to both worldly desires, what's known as bhoga, and spiritual liberation, moksha.
Okay, so before we get swept away by the current, let's start at the source. Where does the Godavari begin, and what makes its origin so special?
The Godavari originates in Trimbakeshwar, a town nestled in the Brahmagiri mountain range of Maharashtra. Legend has it that this is where the god Shiva appeared before the sage Gautama.
A god appearing before a sage? That sounds like a story waiting to be told.
It certainly is. The story goes that Gautama's wife, Ahalya, was cursed by Indra and turned to stone. Gautama, desperate to redeem his wife and atone for any wrongdoings, performed intense penance to invoke Shiva. His devotion was so powerful that Shiva manifested at Trimbakeshwar, and from his matted hair the Godavari sprang forth.
Wow, so the river's very existence is tied to this powerful story of devotion and divine intervention. I can see why it would be considered sacred from the very beginning.
And that's just the start. This origin story is also why the Godavari is sometimes referred to as Gautami Ganga, named for both Gautama and the sacred Ganges River.
Speaking of sacred, we can't forget the Trimbakeshwar temple that marks the source of the Godavari rite.
Absolutely. It's one of the 12 Jyotirlinga temples dedicated to Shiva, making it a major pilgrimage site. You could say it's a physical manifestation of that divine energy that brought the river into being.
So we've got a divine origin story and a temple that draws pilgrims from all over India. What happens next as we follow the Godavari downstream?
Our next stop takes us to Varaha Tirtha, a place where Vishnu, one of the most important deities in Hinduism, takes center stage.
Okay, Vishnu. Now that's a name I recognize. He's the protector, right? What kind of story unfolds at Varaha Tirtha?
Imagine this. A demon named Sindhu Sena has stolen the sacred fire sacrifice, the yagna from the gods. He's taken it down into the netherworld, and the gods are in a cosmic crisis.
Hold on. Why is stealing a fire sacrifice such a big deal?
The yagna is more than just a ritual. It's believed to be the lifeblood of the universe in Hindu cosmology. It represents creation, sustenance, and ultimately dissolution. To lose the yagna would be to disrupt the very balance of heaven and earth, plunging everything into chaos.
Wow, I had no idea. So what did the gods do to get this yagna back?
They turned to their protector Vishnu for help. And Vishnu never wanted to shy away from a challenge, decided to take matters into his own hands. Or should I say hooves?
Hooves. Where are hooves coming in?
Vishnu takes the form of Varaha, a mighty boar to retrieve the yagna, armed with his divine weapons, the Sudarshana chakra and the Panchajanya. He dives down into the netherworld, following the same path taken by the Godavari.
A boar god chasing a demon through an underground river. That's an image I won't soon forget.
It's quite the visual, isn't it? And it gets even more intense. The Brahma Purana describes this epic battle between Varaha and the demon Sindhu Sena in vivid detail. Varaha eventually slays the demon and recovers the stolen yagna.
So he saves the day, right? Everything back to normal.
Almost. You see, this was a brutal battle fought in the depths of the netherworld when Varaha returns to the surface, emerging at the very spot where he dove in, the place we now call Varaha Tirtha. He washes the blood from his body, purifying himself and the river.
That's a powerful image. I'm starting to understand why this particular place on the river is so revered.
Exactly. The story infuses Varaha Tirtha with deep spiritual significance. Even today, people believe that bathing in the Godavari at this spot can wash away sins and grant immense spiritual benefits.
So it's not just about the physical act of cleansing, but a symbolic washing away of past transgressions.
Precisely. And it highlights how these stories pass down through generations, shape how people experience and interact with these sacred sites that create a sense of continuity, linking the past, present, and future.
This is already so much more than just a geography lesson. We've got a divine origin story, a sacred temple, a demon-slaying boar god. And it sounds like there's still so much more to uncover.
Oh, there's definitely more. Our journey continues as we follow the Godavari to Kushavar Tirtha, where the sage Gautama once again plays a pivotal role.
Okay, before we move on, what stands out to you about this part of the Godavari?
For me, it's the way the story of Varaha connects the act of physical cleansing with the concept of spiritual purification. It resonates with me because it speaks to the human desire for redemption, for a chance to start anew, to wash away past mistakes.
It's amazing how a single location on the river can be layered with so much meaning. So tell me about Kushavrat. What makes this spot special?
Kushavrat Tirtha showcases the extraordinary power of human will and devotion. Remember how the sage Gautama invoked Shiva at the river's source? We take center stage again here.
Gautama seems to have a deep connection with the Godavari. What did he do at Kushavrat?
Picture Gautama performing his daily rituals, which require water from the Godavari. However, the river's flow was unpredictable, sometimes flooding his ashram and disrupting his practices.
I can only imagine how frustrating that must have been, trying to maintain a state of peace and focus while your home is being flooded.
Exactly, it would test anyone's patience. But Gautama, being a devoted sage, sought a solution through his faith. He took blades of sacred kusha grass, which are known for their purifying properties, and with focused intention, redirected the course of the Godavari.
He redirected a whole river with blades of grass. That sounds almost impossible.
It seems that way, doesn't it? Yet the Brahma Purana tells us that his unwavering devotion and powerful will allowed him to achieve this incredible feat. And this act is not only a testament to Gautama's power, but also marks the creation of Kushavrat Tirtha.
So while Varaha speaks to divine intervention, Kushavrat highlights the potential of human agency. It's almost like these two locations offer a balance, reminding us that we have a role to play in our own spiritual journeys, even alongside the divine.
That's a really interesting observation, and it reinforces that interplay between divine and human action that we see throughout the Brahma Purana. The Godavari story isn't just about gods and goddesses. It's about how humans interact with the divine and strive for a deeper connection.
It sounds like the Godavari is full of these contrasting yet complementary ideas. What else can we discover as we continue downriver?
Next, we arrive at Nilganga, where the Godavari emerges from the Nil mountain. This place is fascinating because it's said to offer a unique opportunity for those seeking spiritual rewards.
Spiritual rewards. Tell me more about that.
According to the Brahma Purana, any good deed performed at Nilganga is believed to be amplified and eternally rewarded in the afterlife. It's like a spiritual investment with infinite returns.
I like how you put that. It speaks to the human desire to make a lasting impact, to leave a positive legacy that transcends our time on Earth.
And Nilganga provides a tangible way to connect with that aspiration. It suggests that our actions in this life have a ripple effect that extends beyond our physical existence.
Each spot on the Godavari seems to offer a different facet of spiritual understanding and a path towards liberation.
What's striking is how the river itself acts as a metaphor for this journey of life. There are twists and turns, calm stretches, and turbulent rapids, just like the experiences we face as we navigate our own paths.
Speaking of navigating a path earlier, we briefly mentioned Kapota. Can you tell me more about the story behind that name? You mentioned pigeons, which seems a bit unexpected in this context.
It does seem unexpected, doesn't it? Kapota is named after a pair of devoted pigeons, or kapota in Sanskrit. Their story is deeply moving and offers a unique perspective on love, sacrifice, and unwavering faith, even in the face of adversity.
Okay, now I'm definitely intrigued. Pigeons and unwavering faith. That's not a connection I would have made on my own.
It's a story that emphasizes how even the smallest of creatures can embody profound spiritual truths. However, to fully appreciate their tale and its connection to the Godavari, we'd need to delve deeper into the symbolism and nuances. Perhaps that's a deep dive for another day.
You've definitely piqued my curiosity. I'll add the pigeons of Kapota to our list of future deep dives. But for now, let's focus on the stretch of the Godavari we're currently exploring. What stands out to you about this part of the river's journey?
What fascinates me is how each location we've discussed adds a layer to the overall meaning of the Godavari. It's not just a single story, but a collection of interconnected narratives, each offering different lens through which to view the river's significance.
It's incredible how these seemingly separate stories all contribute to a richer understanding of the Godavari. So where does our journey take us next?
We've followed the Godavari from its mountainous source, through twists and turns, all the way to its final destination, where it merges with the vast Bay of Bengal. This point of convergence is known as Antarvedi.
Antarvedi. Even the name sounds significant. What can you tell me about this place?
The name itself is quite revealing. It literally translates to "in between the waters." Antarvedi is revered as the point where the sacred Godavari meets the boundless ocean. a symbolic intersection of the earthly and the cosmic.
It feels like a fitting culmination of our journey. We started with the river's divine origin, and now we've reached this point of merging with something much greater.
Exactly. And just as each location we've explored has added a layer of meaning, and Parvati brings its own profound symbolism. It represents the dissolving of boundaries, a merging of the finite with the infinite. For those on a pilgrimage, witnessing the Godavari surrender to the ocean is a powerful reminder of the soul's journey towards liberation.
Liberation. We've touched upon this concept throughout our deep dive, this ultimate goal of the spiritual journey. But what does it actually mean? What happens when we surrender to the infinite?
That's the ultimate question, isn't it? Perhaps the beauty lies in the mystery. We can't fully grasp it with our limited human understanding, but we can experience glimpses of it through our connection to nature, through stories passed down through generations, and through moments of profound awe and wonder.
See, it's not necessarily about having a concrete answer, but about embracing the journey and those moments of connection.
Precisely. The Godavari's journey from its divine origin to its merging with the ocean serves as a powerful metaphor. It reflects the continuous flow of life, the cyclical nature of creation and dissolution, and the interconnectedness of everything.
This deep dive has been truly eye-opening. We've explored myths and legends, delved into spiritual concepts, and I feel like I've gained a much deeper appreciation for the Godavari River and its significance.
It's amazing how much wisdom and wonder can be found in the flow of a single river.
As we conclude our exploration, I want to leave you with this thought. We've discussed divine intervention and the actions of sages, but what about your own story? How does the Godavari's journey resonate with you and your own quest for meaning and purpose?
Perhaps as you reflect on these stories and the symbolism of the Godavari, you'll discover your own sacred river, your own path towards the infinite.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.